The movie begins with strange alien symbols glowing on a screen. The message reads, "Go forth among the stars and seek only the strongest prey. They shall be your trophy. Become the killer of killers." This is a command given to the predators to hunt the fiercest fighters. Meanwhile, a spaceship is heading toward Earth. The year is 841 AD. Back on Earth, a group of Viking warriors is marching to attack another clan. Their leader is a warrior queen named Ursa. She gives her warriors strict orders. Focus only on defeating the Krivichs and forget about looting. She also tells her son, Anders, to avenge her in case she falls on the battlefield. As soon as they reach the shoreline, flaming arrows light up the sky. The Krivichs are ready. Ursa shields her son from the attack. Next, we see the aftermath of the battle. The Krivichs lie dead everywhere. Ursa interrogates the last survivor, demanding to know where their leader, Zoran, is hiding. At first, the warrior refuses to talk, but when Ursa threatens him with a painful death, he finally gives up the location. Ursa tells Anders to kill the prisoner quickly. The warrior warns Anders that killing an unarmed person will deny him entry to Valhalla, and that he will haunt Anders forever. Seeing hesitation in her son's eyes, Ursa neutralizes the prisoner herself. Meanwhile, the spaceship flies silently above them, cloaked in invisibility. As they rest, Ursa tells Anders a story from her past. She remembers how Zoran once attacked her family when she was a child. He gave her father two choices. Either Ursa would kill her own father to save herself, or both of them would die. Wanting to protect his only child, Ursa's father urged her to kill him. He even held the dagger with her, so she could be saved. Ursa says that ever since that day, a monster was born inside her, with claws around her heart and fire in her soul. While they rest, the predator watches carefully from the trees above. He continues to follow them until they reach Zoran's hideout. At the enemy's gate, Ursa begins her assault, wielding broken shields as deadly weapons. She slaughters anyone in her path. Her warriors soon join the battle, cutting through Zoran's forces like a knife through butter. After years of training and planning, Ursa finally comes face to face with Zoran. But Zoran doesn't recognize her. Ursa reminds him of what he did to her father many years ago. Zoran finally remembers the incident, but cruelly blames her for her father's death instead. "You did it, not me," he says. Ursa begins to feel guilt, but before Zoran can say more, Anders kills him. Ursa is grateful that he did not let Zoran manipulate her. Suddenly, Anders is blasted by a sonic weapon. The predator has seen enough. It deactivates its cloaking and starts attacking the warriors mercilessly. One by one, they fall. They manage to injure the predator, but it's not enough. Soon, only Ursa and Anders are left. Anders hurls his spear, angering the predator. The predator approaches to attack Anders, but Ursa charges in from behind and attacks relentlessly. The predator finally pulls her off his back, charges its sonic weapon, and blasts her off a cliff. She regains consciousness just in time and narrowly saves herself. But falling icicles drag her down into a frozen lake. Then she hears her father's voice. "Avenge me." This wakes her up instantly. She quickly swims to the surface and finds a small air pocket to breathe. She hears heavy footsteps above. The predator scans the area but cannot detect any body heat. Ursa eventually crawls out of the freezing water and hides, but the predator hears her moving and begins shooting through the wreckage. She climbs on the shipwreck above him. Grabbing an anchor, she leaps and slams it into the predator, knocking him down briefly. When they both stand up, Ursa notices the anchor's chain wraps around the predator's arm. She also sees the ice cracking in front of her. As he attacks Ursa, she slams the cracked ice with her shield, sending them both into the icy depths. The anchor drags the predator down, but he grabs Ursa's leg. Using her remaining strength, she wraps the anchor chain around him. The predator charges its weapon again, but Ursa blocks it. The weapon's force slams the predator's head directly into the spike of the anchor, killing him instantly. Though exhausted, Ursa climbs back up to check on Anders. He's badly injured. Before taking his last breath, he asks if she killed the monster. Ursa always urged Anders to avenge her if she fell on the battlefield, but now she regrets bringing her child here. The scene changes. Ursa is now in a dark room, and there's another man with her. They both wear collars around their necks. Kenji also remembers his past. He is from Japan, and the year is 1609. He is training with his brother Kiyoshi with wooden sticks. They would practice every day. One day, their father, a warlord, gives them real swords. The winner will become his successor. At first, both boys refuse to fight. But when Kiyoshi sees their father's disappointed face, he changes his mind and attacks. Kenji is surprised but defends himself. Kiyoshi manages to slice his face. Kenji is heartbroken to see his brother's behavior. He gets up and walks away from the castle forever. 20 years later, their father passes away. Kenji decides to confront his brother once again and infiltrates the castle. But a guard spots him attacking the other guards and sounds the alarm bell immediately. Kiyoshi and his guards are on high alert, but with the help of smoke bombs, Kenji fights his way through. After all these years, the brothers finally reunite. Kiyoshi recognizes his brother immediately, and they both start charging. Their duel is fierce, both are equally skilled. In the end, Kenji wins and cuts Kiyoshi's cheek, mirroring what happened years ago. The debt has been repaid. Suddenly, the porch railing breaks. Kenji reaches for his brother, but he's too late. Kenji is stunned. As he looks for a way out, he sees a picture of their father. He remembers him, but then sees a claw emerge from his father's mouth. Kenji dodges instinctively and sees the predator. Using smoke bombs as cover, he opens the door hastily. The guards, unaware of the real threat, help slow the predator as Kenji escapes. The hunt continues outdoors. Kenji finds a hidden spot, but the predator is right on his trail. Kenji manages to wound the predator's foot before he sees him. Then he starts running again. The chase continues until Kenji throws another smoke bomb and attacks with a kunai. Kenji himself drops into the lake. Here he finds his brother Kiyoshi again. He is alive and he's attacking Kenji. But Kenji begs him to stop. At that moment, Kiyoshi sees the predator lunging at Kenji. He saves his brother just in time, but gets injured in the process. Kenji attacks to save his brother in return. Now they fight the creature together, but it is too strong. Kenji spots an undetonated explosive device. Kenji provokes the predator to attack him and plants the device on its weapon. As the predator pulls him, Kenji escapes. The predator then sees the explosive device stuck on his weapon and boom! Green blood splatters all over the tree. The brothers rush in and deliver the final blow. But Kiyoshi is fatally wounded. He says goodbye to Kenji with his last breath and falls to the ground. As Kenji opens his eyes, he sees another person with a military dog tag in the dark room. This is John Torres, and he loves doing wild stunts with his car. Besides driving, he also tells his dad that he dreams of becoming a pilot one day. On the same day, the United States enters World War II, and Torres gets drafted into the Navy as a fighter pilot. A few months later, his fleet arrives in the North Atlantic. His squadron is sent to investigate a mysterious aircraft that destroyed another unit. Torres, grounded after his fighter jet malfunctions, tries to fix a strange object they recovered. Suddenly, the object comes alive. It attacks a plane and rips its engine apart instantly. Realizing the danger, Torres jumps into his plane to warn his captain and the squadron about the alien object. But no one listens to him. They cannot believe it. Moments later, disaster strikes. The alien predator begins attacking and wiping them out one by one. Torres barely escapes an explosion, but one of his plane's engines is on fire. He hops out midair to remove the burning engine. Stamping on it repeatedly, he finally succeeds. That's when he notices something crucial. The alien ship is using thermal imaging to lock onto its targets. Torres quickly relays this information to his captain. They are the only two pilots left. This time, the captain listens to Torres's advice. They start climbing to higher altitudes, where the air is much colder. Then Torres tells his captain to shut off the engine to stop giving off heat. But the captain senses that an attack is imminent and that Torres could die. He refuses to shut off the engine and decides to use himself as bait. He says his final goodbye to Torres and orders him to kill the predator. As expected, the alien weapon locks onto the captain's jet heat signature and destroys it immediately. As the spaceship dives back down, Torres attacks it from behind. He deals major damage and disables its stealth system. But Torres knows he can't finish the job alone. He decides to lure the spaceship toward the front line. There, the anti-aircraft guns open fire on both of them. Taurus dodges the barrage, but the alien ship takes even more heavy damage. In one final daring maneuver, Taurus pulls off a sharp dodge, and the AA guns hit the spaceship directly, sending it into the ocean. But the celebration is short-lived. The alien ship reemerges and launches another attack. Now completely alone, Taurus has to think fast. Suddenly, he remembers a lesson from his dad. Taurus floods his plane's engine and prepares to jump off. As the Predator fires and grabs the engine, Taurus ejects the parachute and jumps into the ocean. His plane flies up and over the spaceship. The engine gets ripped apart from the plane and heads straight toward the spaceship. Then a massive explosion can be seen at a distance. With this victory, Taurus fires a flare and is rescued. When the war ends, Taurus returns to fixing cars in his garage. But one night, another alien spaceship appears. Taurus is abducted by a new Predator ship. All three of them, from very different timelines, have been kept in suspended animation until now. As they each finish remembering their pasts, a door opens. The path ahead leads into a giant arena. This is where they finally meet the Warlord Predator. Using their collars as translation devices, the Warlord gives them a command: fight to the death, and the winner will earn the right to face him. To make his point, he terminates a captured Predator right in front of them. Then, each of them receives a weapon: a sword for Kenji, an axe for Ursa, and a vintage pistol for Taurus. Kenji quickly suggests that they should join forces to take down the Warlord, just like he once did with his brother. Taurus agrees as well, but Ursa refuses. Her heart is filled with rage. She wants to kill both of them so that she can take care of the Warlord herself. She holds the Warlord responsible for her son's death. To increase the pressure, the Warlord unleashes a massive alien beast into the arena. Kenji, not wanting to kill anyone, tries to defend himself from Ursa's attacks, but eventually falls to the ground. As she prepares to strike the final blow, Taurus fires at her axe, knocking it out of her hands. This brings back memories of her son, and Ursa calms down. But the giant beast attacks Taurus, lunging him up into the air and swallowing him whole. Ursa's rage explodes once again. She attacks the beast with full fury. Kenji joins her, and together, they manage to wound the monster badly. With one final charge, they kill it. With the beast now dead, Ursa suddenly turns her focus back on Kenji. But this time, Kenji finally overpowers her. Not wanting to kill her, however, he lets her go and forfeits the fight. The Warlord, unimpressed, prepares to detonate both their collars. The beeping gets faster, but suddenly stops. Taurus reappears, riding an alien vehicle. Ursa is relieved to see him alive. Using a Predator's arm he found inside the beast's belly, he has figured out how to disable the explosive collars. She and Kenji quickly jump onto the vehicle. Then Taurus speeds toward the Warlord's location. Their plan is to enter his spaceship and escape, but the Warlord is there to block their path. Another battle begins. This time, Ursa and Kenji fight side by side. With sword and shield working together, they manage to injure the Warlord badly. Meanwhile, Taurus sneaks inside the spaceship and starts tampering with the controls. After a few tries, the engine begins to roar. The blast from the ship pushes the warriors outside away. Ursa and Kenji hold on tightly as Taurus adjusts the nozzle and points it downward. Then they start entering the ship. The Warlord throws his spear. Kenji sees it coming and pushes Ursa away, but the spear catches his arm and chops it off. Ursa quickly helps him up, but the Warlord's reinforcements have arrived. As Taurus prepares for takeoff, one of the Predators shoots a harpoon cable, anchoring the spaceship. Frustrated, Ursa turns to Taurus and Kenji and says, "Do not avenge me." She then grabs her shield and glides on the chain. Dodging every spear thrown at her, Ursa smashes the harpoon machine as she lands. The chain breaks free and the ship can finally escape. Her sacrifice leads to her capture. The Warlord then orders a hunt for the fugitives. Ursa is placed back in suspended animation and stored alongside other captives, including Naru, an 18th century Comanche hunter who also has killed a predator.